Fox News contributor Liz Peek, Trend Macro Chief Investment Officer Donald Luskin. First to you, Liz. Okay, Biden goes to South Carolina. 50,000 showed up for former President Trump's rally in South Carolina this past weekend. That's more than double the seating capacity of Madison Square Garden. What did you make of Biden today, Liz Peek?
Oh, look, I think he's just trying to promote Bidenomics across the country. And I guess it's a good defense, is a strong offense, Liz, because as we discussed, the polling is absolutely horrible on Joe Biden's economic program. The most amazing thing to me is if you look at a recent Economist poll, the people most unhappy with this president is the middle class. And he goes everywhere and talks about the bottom up, the middle out, et cetera. But in fact, those people are giving him worse marks on his economy than anybody else. And I think you really kind of come back to the number one concern of voters continues to be inflation, because yes, the rate of inflation has come down, but everybody knows prices are not going down. Real wages are going down for 26 straight months. Americans aren't stupid. They know that they're worse off than they were under President Trump.
Yeah, to what Liz is saying, Donald Luskin, it's good to have you on too. 538's again out with a report. Biden has the worst polls in modern U.S. history, dating back to the Truman era. What Liz is saying, middle and blue-collar workers, they're making less money after inflation versus under Trump. Total all in, it's about 15%, 16% inflation under Biden. What do you think, Donald Luskin?
Well, I think this is the same president who executed an utterly humiliating, disastrous humanitarian catastrophe in the way he withdrew from Afghanistan and then stood in front of the American people with a straight face and says that this was the most brilliantly executed military maneuver in American history. So he's just, getting wheeled from venue to venue, telling people that this horrible economy in which they're losing purchasing power every day is the greatest economy they've ever seen. And the kind of audiences he gets, there aren't very many people in them, but I'm pretty sure they're hand selected to just nod their heads and agree with that stuff because they don't care about the economy. They don't even care about Joe Biden. All they care is that it's not Donald Trump.
Yeah, when Biden took office, inflation was 1.4%. The Fed is cutting back on money printing and raising rates. That's trying to take a dent out of inflation. It's still sticky high. And it's not because of any Biden economic policies why inflation may be trending down. Core inflation is still high. Listen to the president today tout his spending, your money on infrastructure and green energy. Watch this.
And today in New York, we're investing a record to $1 billion to renew the Hudson Tunnel. You walk through that tunnel, it was built 100 years ago. It's falling apart. You'll be able to go through it 100 miles an hour instead of 30 miles an hour. I want you're going to hear about the deficit. I cut the deficit $1.7 trillion in 2 years. Nobody's ever done that. The pay for lows has grown at the fastest pace in 2 decades.
All those three things were false. I mean, nobody wants to go 100 miles an hour through the Holland Tunnel. Liz Peek, did he cut the deficit?
No, he has not cut the deficit. I think this is where he gets into the bottomless Pinocchios, even from the Washington Post, Liz. And the deficit is already up enormously over last year. It's about double where we were pre-pandemic. Look, everything, as you say about those comments, is complete malarkey, to use his word. And I don't really think the American people are buying it. I mean, it's just sort of atrocious. When someone, to go back to Don's comment, when someone passes a bill called the Inflation Reduction Act that has nothing to do with reducing inflation, it kind of begins to wear on your credibility, and I think he has none.
Yeah, the deficit's down because pandemic spending expired. The government has wasted, Donald, nearly $1 trillion on wrongful payouts since the pandemic. That's more than double. It's more than double that in the last 20 years. That's more than the GDP of South Korea. Jason Furman, top Obama economist, says the U.S. is still lagging behind South Korea, Sweden, and Australia, even with all this stimulus spending that Biden is doing. Final word, Donald.
Well, look, it's all that stimulus spending on top of Trump's stimulus spending that created this inflation. Inflation is economic cancer, and it starts from the bottom up. It's the least among us who can least afford to pay these inflationary prices for hamburgers and milkshakes. And mark my words, Joe Biden, if he's still around, is going to pay for this at the ballot box next November.
Donald Luskin, Liz Peek, thanks for joining us. We'll have you back on again soon.